The third practice method that I want to encourage you to work on as a way to get better at improvisation is noticing a theme or a motif. First we started with noticing the chords, then we started with noticing the melody. This noticing a theme or a motif is kind of an extension of noticing the melody, but it puts a little more emphasis on this idea of listening while we're improvising. And it's a really good method to sort of challenge that I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. And there's almost a game involved to sort of, keep this theme or motif alive as we play. And so, again, you'll notice this as an extension of number 2. But to get real specific, and that's what we want to do here, is get specific about this idea of a theme or motif. A theme or motif is some kind of really noticeable musical entity. It could be some kind of harmonic directive, meaning I want to hear this note a lot while I play. Again, this is a practice method. These things may not show up completely when I'm on stage playing, but as a way to practice improv, this is really invaluable. It may be some little rhythmic idea, some kind of little cadence, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, boom, boom, da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, dum, a very kind of simplified, repeatable, noticeable little rhythmic phrase. And so what we want to do as a specific way to practice this in the context of a tune is recognize that we're adding this as a layer to the melody. Again, that's why it's an extension of sort of noticing the melody. This is not going to exist in place of the melody necessarily, but we want to feel as a goal here that we are hearing the melody and that we are also hearing this little theme or motif. So I want to give you a couple examples here of me practicing this in real time, improvising. And so we've used Bill Cheatham as kind of our example piece throughout these lessons. So what I want to do here again is go back to a rhythmic idea. Let's think of one. Da ba da 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 da. 2, 3, 4. Ba ba da 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 da. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So I'll start the metronome at 100 beats a minute, and we'll dive into the tune and see how far we can get, noticing the melody, but also noticing this little theme and motif, or theme or motif, in this case, this little rhythmic motif as I play. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. All right, so let's get the metronome going. 1, 2, here we go. Stop here. Just a quick little example of the A section, but it was doing what I want you to work on, which is you heard Bill Cheatham, but you also heard that little motif that I decided even before I started playing. And again, the sort of game here, and it can be kind of fun. I mean, it's it may be scary at first, but the idea of aiming for that motif, but not really knowing how we're going to get through the song. That's where the valuable improvisational practice happens, because what's really being exercised here is me listening and reacting, me trusting that internalized version of the tune, me trusting the fretboard and my fluency on the fretboard to where I can really focus on this kind of external effort of listening to the melody and listening for that motif. This is such powerful improv practice. Of the other two, those are really good and solid and should be part of your improv practice. But this one here, even as an extension of number 2, can be so powerful to just really get that improvisational spirit active and help you build that kind of experience.